Guys, what's going on? My name is Louis, and God bless every single one of you. Today is April 14, 2024, and welcome to the Grand Supreme News Channel. Alright guys, so we have some urgent information coming out. If you can, please share this video. And just looking at this title, not looking good. I believe the Holy Land will respond. Even though 99% of those objects that was fired by Persia, 99% of those objects were taken out. Most of them were taken out by the sleeping giant and Britain. So last night, that operation cost the sleeping giant $1.2 billion. Alright, so once again, guys, the sleeping giant, Britain, allies helped the Holy Land. And so only 99% were taken out from what I heard. All right, so we have more breaking news updates. The Bear is sending their ship to the Mediterranean with supersonic stuff on it. So again, guys, I do believe that there's a possibility the Holy Land might respond. The sleeping giant told the Holy Land, we're not going to help you on this one. Alright, so you have the Holy Land PM, Mr. Benjamin, is considering holding another conference tonight alongside Minister of Defense, I'm going to skip his name, as well as Minister Benny, who were all granted the power last night by the Holy Land Biblical War Cabinet to decide on the Holy Land response to the Persian strike. Let's stop here for a second. I mean, come on. There wasn't no huge impact. Even the sleeping giant came out. This is what the sleeping giant said. Look at this. This is what the sleeping giant said. Persia is weak now. That was the best they could do. That's it. I mean, we took their stuff out. It wasn't that bad. Holy Land, we took out 99% of their stuff. Benjamin is like, nah, we're going to respond. The sleeping giant's like, man, we did a lot of work for you. You got nothing. I mean, again, everything's good. There's no catastrophic events. Your land is good. But again, Benjamin is not going to hold back. He's, you know, again, you guys know how the Holy Land is. They don't play around. It doesn't matter if all those things were taken out. They still going to respond. Here's the thing. The reason why they're going to respond is not because of all that stuff, the flying. It's because the decision making, pushing the button. All right. We got more breaking news updates. Here we go. Once again, these are updates. Very important updates. The sleeping giant leader reportedly told Benjamin during a phone call last night, at the end of the large-scale of Persia strike against the Holy Land, that they still have ironclad support from the sleeping giant, but the Holy Land should not restrain towards Persia with further retaliation, may not be being necessary. All right, so basically, the leader of the sleeping giant saying, hey, we got your back, and we proven that yesterday. All right, but if you strike them, we're not going to be, again, defending you. You basically dragging us into a massive biblical war. So what we did yesterday, you know, we did it because we're allies. You know, we spent $1.something billion. We got the job done. If you decide to push the button, then things are going to hit the fan and you're going to be on your own. All right. So once again, guys, very important information. Here we go. We got more breaking news. Again, I did show this earlier, but let me just finish reading this. Sleeping Giant said Persia is weak now. I wouldn't say they weak. But their response, again, was not that great. That was the best they could do. All right, so that's what the Sleeping Giant is saying. CENTCOM chief said Persia could not replicate last night's strike tonight. If they had to, Persia is relatively weaker than it was yesterday. Last night was close to a maximum effort as they could generate. Persia Want to bet? Like I said, Persia, it's not weak. It's not weak. They have some very powerful equipment. Very, very powerful equipment. And also Persia allies, I mean, they have a lot of equipments too. Yesterday was only a test. They were testing the waters. That's it. But I wouldn't provoke Persia. The sleeping giant said to come chief to the Holy Land. Keep your cool. Keep your cool, man. The chief General Frank said, Holy Land can name its price right now, but it's also a position that calls for exercise and strategic restraint. Alright, so once again, Sleeping Giant is urging, the Sleeping Giant is urging the Holy Land, if you're gonna respond, you call us. You let us know before you start pushing buttons, because April 1st, you guys didn't tell us anything. All right, so here we go. The leader of the Holy Land came out. You barely hear from this guy. I mean, you don't hear anything from this guy. I forgot this. There was a leader for the Holy Land. You don't hear too much from him. Again, it's not like the bear leader Vladimir or the bear, sleeping giant leader or others around the world. This man here, he's like quiet. You don't hear too much from him. The leader of the Holy Land, Isaac, stated that last night, large-scale event against the Holy Land by Persia was a declaration of biblical war. All right, so once again, guys, I'm just bringing you guys all these updates. Make sure you check out my video I just posted. All right, so very important. The links will be in the comments box. Give me 1 second here. Let me bring this one up. Very, very important one here. A sleeping giant defense official has stated that all 3 of the Persian mid-range ballists attempting to impact an air base in southern Holy Land that were down last night by the Sleeping Giant were intercepted by the Sleeping Giant Navy. All right, so once again, in the Eastern Mediterranean, you know who's there right now in the Mediterranean? The Bear. The Bear moved the supersonic ship to the Mediterranean. All right, so once again, if the Bear's moving their ship, it means that something's going on. Oh, meanwhile, the Sleeping Giant leader, he's on vacation. He's on vacation. He's on vacation, guys. He's somewhere. I think he's at a beach or something. I don't know where. I think Virginia. So he's on vacation. All right, so he's having a good time. He's like, my job here is done. Leave me alone. I just want to relax. I do too much, even though that's just like 300 something vacation there. That's the record. He's taken more vacation than any other sleeping giant leader in history. And everybody started talking about 4 or 5 when he took his vacation on Christmas Eve. Everybody went nuts and said, you can't be taking vacation. And that was his first vacation. But nobody says nothing about Mr. Byrne 300 something vacation already. All right, so Mr. Byrne and his team, hoping to avoid further escalation leading to a wider biblical war in the Mid-East, are advising the Holy Land that its successful defense against Persia airstrike constituted a major strategic victory that may not require another round of retaliation, the Sleeping Giant official said. Now, the interception of nearly all of the more than 300 drones and flying objects fired against Holy Land on Saturday night demonstrated that the Holy Land had come out ahead in its confrontation with Persia and proved to enemies its ability to protect itself along with its sleeping giant allies, meaning it did not necessarily need to fire back. Whether Benjamin of the Holy Land and his gov will agree to leave it at that was not immediately clear. That's the thing, guys. I mean, I mean, what's the point of responding? Everything's good. Persia say they're not gonna strike. Holy Land, you won. You won. I mean, it's, but again, the Holy Land really is. You know, they just. You guys know, it's even in scriptures, the Holy Land is the Holy Land. So it's like King David and stuff. All right. So although damage from the strike was relatively light, it wasn't that hard. The scope of the strike went well beyond the small bore tit-for-tat shadow biblical war between Persia and the Holy Land in recent years, crossing a red line by firing equipment from Persia territory into the Holy Land territory. Had defenses not held, scores or hundreds could have been out. Emotions were running high among the Holy Land officials during phone calls with Sleeping Giant partner late into the night, and the pressure to fire back was consequently strong. The Sleeping Giant official, who spoke on the condition of anonymity to describe sensitive discussion, stressed that the decision was ultimately up to the Holy Land. The Holy Land jets early Sunday hit structure in lab controlled by Hezbollah after the Persian-backed group sent 2 powerful flying objects into the Holy Land, but it was not clear how related that was to the Persian airstrike. It says here, Mr. Burns spoke with Benjamin on Saturday after the Persians struck and repeated his ironclad commitment to Holy Land security. While the leader did not publicly disclose any advice he offered, in a statement released after the call, he hinted at a desire for restraint. So I told him that Holy Land demonstrated a remarkable capacity to defend against and defeat even unprecedented strikes, sending a clear message to its foes that they cannot effectively warn the security of the Holy Land. Once again, Mr. Burns said. Very important updates, guys. Again, these are all updates. He vowed to convene the leaders of the group of 7 major industrial, I'm gonna skip that name, on Sunday to coordinate a united response. There we go. A sign of his preferred path forward after the strike. The U-Blank Security Council will also meet in an emergency session on Sunday. Taken together, once again, the Sleeping Giant leader message is designed to gently persuade the Holy Land not to pursue further escalation. Alright, so once again, guys, the Sleeping Giant saying, hey, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Again, it was nothing. But again, the Holy Land is the Holy Land. It says here that will generate criticism of Mr. Burns from the right, who quickly went public urging a powerful reprisal against Persia, not only by the Holy Land, but by the Sleeping Giant as well. We must move quickly and launch aggressive retaliatory strike on Persia. Guys, here's the thing, all right? And again, by the way, if I had to choose like one of these parties, I'd choose the right. But when it comes to Rubio and all of them, I mean, I put my foot down. Because nothing happened to the Holy Land. Nothing. Everything was good. It was not a powerful response by Persia. It wasn't that powerful. It wasn't. Again, today we're getting information, 99% of Persia's stuff were taken out. They're acting like it's some kind of a 2001 or WW2. They're acting like Persia got hit. I mean, they're acting like the Holy Land got hit and destroyed. I wouldn't respond. Just let it go. The Holy Land is still strong, still standing tall. So if you respond back, then you basically asking for WWE3. That's what it is. Once again, Mr. Johnson blamed Persia strike partly on the 4-6 administration because of its undermining of the Holy Land and appeasement of Persia, without mentioning that he himself has so far failed to permit a floor vote on bipartisan legislation passed by the you-know-what, providing security aid to the Holy Land and the yellow and blue. Once again, the representative, Steve, I'm going to skip all that information, said that in the light of Persia unjustified strike on Holy Land, the House this week would consider aid to the Holy Land, but he gave no details. The eruption between the Holy Land and Persia came at a time of great tension between Mr. Byrne and Benjamin. In a call only 10 days ago, the leader warned to rethink his support for the Holy Land biblical war in the Strip if Benjamin did not do more to alleviate, give me a second here, of the innocents being impacted, referring to what's going on in the GAZA, the Strip. Alright, so I'm going to skip some of this stuff here, guys. So give me a second. At the same time, the two leaders clashed. Holy Land has just executed a strike, and okay, so we already know this. I'm just going to skip this part. Give me a second here. Alright, I'm going to leave the rest of this. I'm going to post it later on Twitter. It's a very, very, very long article, but it's very important. Again, give me a second. Let me just show you the title. It's very important to know these updates. Once again, the 4-6 seeks to head of escalation after Holy Land's successful defense. Once again, the sleeping giant leader told the Holy Land that the interception of nearly all of the Persian stuff used to strike is constituted a major victory, and so further retaliation may not be necessary, the sleeping giant official said. All right, but there are very important meetings going on. The Holy Land seems like they're not going to let this one go. The Holy Land is right now discussing this matter. Sleeping Giant is saying, hey, if you strike, you're on your own. And then once again, the Sleeping Giant, the right, is telling their leader, hey, you can abandon them. You cannot do that to them. You got to defend the Holy Land. So once again, guys, things are still, going on right now. Everything kind of eased down a little bit, but yeah, the most concerning ones is the Bear ship with the supersonic is being moved to the Mediterranean, and the meeting going on right now in the Holy Land. I will keep you updated on this one here, guys. Once again, please share this video, and tonight, later on tonight, it probably is going to be late, or if not, I might have to move it tomorrow. Patreon. So I've been doing Patreon Monday. I truly apologize, guys. It's just been so busy. I might have to change Patreon because the weekends is just so busy. So again, I will let you know about Patreon. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, make sure you share the video. I want to thank everybody so much for the love and support, either through PayPal, Patreon, or the super thanks in the comments box. Thank you so much. Your support truly helps out. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, for those of you that want to give a life to Christ, you can email me. My email is in the description box. Me and my wife are here to help many and to lead many to the righteous path, and that's the path of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get to access to our live stream every Sunday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for He's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father but through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.